Train the muscles, not the joints.
Welcome back to Natural Gland Bodybuilding Mountain. And today I'm going to talk to you about squats and how to activate the hamstrings during the squat. Now, the reason why I'm talking about this is because I just had some guy trolling me, telling me that, hey, what do you think you're stretching with your stupid squat? You're an idiot. You know, the same old shit, right? Like, you're not my daddy, you know, even though my mommy clearly has your phone number, right? So anyway, this guy was talking about that my squat doesn't stretch anything, right? And the truth is that I built great hamstrings with that squat. And of course, yes, I was doing Romanian deadlifts as well, but that squat was the mainstay of my training for legs. Now, he thinks that I'm not stretching the hamstrings at all when I'm squatting. So he's saying, I'm not stretching anything. You're just doing partial reps around the knee. You're not stretching your hamstrings or anything. But one thing he wasn't paying attention to was how much I bend over during the squat, especially with low bar squats. Because lately I've been doing a medium bar squat. But when I'm doing low bar, I'm bent over a lot when I squat. So even if I'm doing partial reps around the knee, it's almost like a glorified deadlift, right? And we know that deadlifts work those hamstrings. Now, the difference is with this squat is that it was constant tension on the hamstring. So this is why it really built a lot of hamstrings for me, because I was stretching the hamstrings. Yes, I wasn't stretching around the knee a lot, but I was stretching the hamstrings a lot. And of course, this was a squat that just felt right for my joints. It felt right for my knees. If I went down lower and bent the knees more, it just created patella problems and knee problems. So this is why I landed on that type of squat. Now, where a lot of the fitness brainwashing comes in is that people will look on some sort of sports guy website or YouTube channel or whatever, and he'll say, oh yeah, you go to depth or lower in order to activate those hamstrings. But that's always based on the premise of a person being more vertical, their upper body being more vertical when they're doing the squat. So a primary example of this is that if you're doing a goblet squat, you'll notice you can stay more straight up and down, but you're not really getting any hamstring activation unless you're coming right down to the floor or pretty far down, right? So depending on where the bar is or where the weight is, will depend in what range of motion is applicable, because your body's going to be in different positions, right? So it'll change what range of motion is applicable in order to activate certain body parts. So if you're more of a vertical squatter, then I would say, yeah, you have to go lower in order to activate those hamstrings, and never do that if it feels bad on the knees and the lower back. But if it feels comfortable for you and it feels right, then yes, you'll have to do a deeper squat. But if you want to hack this whole thing, just do low bar squats and bend over a bit, and you may find that you get more hamstring development from the squat. Yes, it'll be less pressure on the knees and less pressure on the quads, but I'll leave that up to you to decide how to distribute the tensions most efficiently. And that's really what I did. I distributed the tensions most efficiently so that my body felt right when I was squatting. So the knees felt good, the back felt good, and everything felt stable. And yeah, I don't squat deep, but the reason why is because my body said that's just not the right thing for you. And this is coming from a guy, okay? This is Jason, right? Okay, you're talking to Jason right now. This is coming from a guy that did martial arts. I could do the splits on the chairs like Van Damme, and I was doing deep sumo stance type squats in karate all the time, like my entire childhood. But when I start to narrow up the legs and I start to do a barbell squat, going down really deep didn't feel right. It actually hurt the knees and didn't feel right on the lower back or anything. So the thing is, you have to choose where to distribute these forces and what's most efficient. And each body type is going to demand different things. But generally speaking, if there's more of a bend over in the squat, right, you will get more hamstrings. Now, does that mean it's ideal for you? Maybe not. So again, you have to make these decisions based on how you're feeling these tensions. But always make sure you have that back slightly arched when you got that weight on your back. That's my best advice for you when you're squatting, or if you're doing bent over rows or anything like that. Whenever the tension is trying to round your back, you want to fight that tension by doing the opposite. And that's going to keep your back much more stable and safe, or at least safer from back injuries. The other thing I never recommend is 1 rep maxes with squats. I see guys doing this shit all the time, deadlifts and squats, and I keep saying it. And funny enough, I'll see guys that haven't been to the gym or done deadlifts or squats for a long time. When they come back to the gym, the first thing they want to do is test their 1 rep max, which is the hugest mistake you can make. It's like the worst freaking thing. It's like sitting a Ferrari in the garage, and then without even warming it up properly, you're going to just, pin that red line right to 9,500 RPM or whatever it goes to. And you're going to blow something, right? So I saw a guy deadlift the other day. Oh, I just missed my PR or whatever that I had like a couple years ago when I was training deadlifts. And I'm like, man, like there's going to be so many. Honestly, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to invest into a company that makes wheelchairs, because I'm positive in 5 to 10 years, there's going to be a massive exodus out of the gyms of all these dudes doing 1 rep maxes with their deadlift and their squats. And there's going to be a massive sale on wheelchairs, It's like, so it's crazy. So anyway, yeah, don't do 1 rep maxes. It's just stupid. It doesn't help you. It just injures you. And at the same time, it doesn't help with hypertrophy either, or strength. As much as you might be convinced of it, it doesn't actually help with strength doing 1 rep maxes. If anything, it is more a detriment than a plus. So yeah, that's just a side note. But yeah, you want to activate the hamstrings more, try low bar instead of high bar squats. And at the same time, also honor the fact that your constitution might be playing a role in this. And if you are a more high bar squat guy, like that's just what feels right, you might have to go deeper in order to activate those hamstrings. But if you can do the low bar, or if you naturally bend over a lot, you're going to notice that you activate the hamstrings more than maybe somebody else that's more of a vertical squatter. Mountain. So yeah, I hope this helps you out in your training. Thanks a lot for watching. If you need to get a hold of me, just go to naturalgalantbodybuilding.com, and thanks to the page supporters, and take care for now.